go people, welcome to Let's Play RollerCoaster Tycoon Gold Edition for the PC, which includes both the Corkscrew Follies and Loopy Landscapes expansion packs. I'm WhiteBladeZero, and if you don't know me, well I don't blame you. In this LP, I will be attempting to clear every park in this game while also making each park as complete as I possibly can every episode. And just so this doesn't go on for too long, I will be covering one park per episode using the powers of video editing to speed up the footage and provide post-commentary for your entertainment. So without further ado, let's jump into the first park of the game, which is called Forest Frontiers. And our objective is to have at least 250 guests in the park and have a park rating of at least 600 by the end of October year 1. This park is completely flat and has a few trees in it, which will make building the rides a breeze. Now to start off, I built a couple of small rides and concession stands for the guests just to get things going. Something quick to keep them busy while working on our first roller coaster. Real quick, what I like to do is with the concession stands is to fix up the prices so that I always gain a whole $1 profit per purchase. It's just one of those small things I like to do. And now while I'm building this steel mini coaster, I have a huge tip for you guys if you play this game. To make the biggest profit from your rides, the cost of the ride should match the ride's excitement rating. For example, say the scrambled eggs I built had an excitement rating of 3.1. We'd set the price to go on the ride to $3.10. Do this for all of your rides, and you'll gain maximum profits. But there is one catch to this trick. It'll only work if the guests can enter the park itself for free. If you add a price for entering the park, this trick will not work. Be sure to keep that in mind. Also, as an extra tip, once you complete your ride, add some decorations around it. Doing that will increase the excitement ratings a little bit, which will allow you to charge more to get on. Believe me when I say that this helps a ton. You gotta spend money to make money, you know. Another quick tip I have is to always set your inspection times to the lowest possible time, which is every 10 minutes. This will make it so your rides will break down less often, which will turn out better in the long run. Now, while doing all of this, it became apparent that my ride building skills, if any, had gotten very rusty from not playing this game for who knows how long. With that in mind, some of my ride designs may not look that impressive, so I apologize if my mediocre ride designs make any of you cringe out there. And as you can see over there, I made a pre-built steel coaster. Well, one thing you can do is when you create a coaster, you can save its design. So if you really like it and it turns out really good, you can just save it and post it in another park sometime in the future. That's a really nifty trick. This one, that steel coaster, is pretty much one of those launch coasters. It's very short and has a very high excitement rating. It's a really good money maker. Oh yes, and now that we have the information kiosk, guests can buy maps and umbrellas, which, as you've probably seen by now, sometimes it can rain. Rain is a huge pain in the Beninsky in this game, because if it rains, guests do not want to go on your rides, which sucks to say the least. Well, one little trick you can do is you can jack up the prices for umbrellas, because if it's raining, guests are going to buy umbrellas. So you can jack it up to like maybe $10, $20, give or take. Just go with whatever you want. Now over here I was working on a little short car ride. You know, one of those car rides that are on rails or whatever. They're usually very slow and not high on excitement. So I think this one ended up just having like a 0.4 rating, so it ended up being only worth 40 cents to get on. I think this ended up being the cheapest ride in the entire park. I don't remember. Let's see, what was I doing here? Oh yes, over here I was getting ready to put down a haunted house, because, well, what park doesn't have a haunted house? Parks that don't have haunted houses, what else? Yeah. Huh. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm adding a lot of decoration, a lot of scenery and such, like flowers, trees, and whatnot, just to kind of try and make the park look good. I'm not the greatest when it comes to, like, decorating and such, but like I said, adding decoration can really jack up your, the excitement rating of your rides, which, you know, if you earn extra profits with that trick I told you about. So over there we put down a swinging ship, one of those easy thrill rides to make, just in case people don't want to go on the gentle rides like the merry-go-round over there, or don't want to go on anything that's too high exciting like the roller coasters. You know, you gotta find that balance, yo. And just adding a few more decorations, some bushes and whatnot. And over there I built a bumper car ride. I mean, who doesn't love bumper cars? I'm not sure I do, because truth be told, I don't remember actually going on bumper cars. I know long ago I used to go on go-karts when I was a kid, but there was this one other kid from my school that always thought he was friends with me and whatnot, and, well, truth be told, he really wasn't, and, well, one time I was riding go-karts with my father, and, well, this kid, although nowadays, now that I think about it, he was doing it playfully, he was just bumping into us like we were bumper cars, and that gave me a fear of going on go-karts. Yeah, kinda sad, don't you think? And I never really trusted that guy after that, and, well, I've just never been on go-karts since. Which kinda sucks because go-karts are probably my favorite ride in this entire game. Alright, so over here I was working on a wooden roller coaster. They're actually cheaper to build, believe it or not. It can go extremely fast, but trying to maintain them can cost a bit more than with the steel coasters. So of course you gotta find that balance and whatnot. Balancing acts. That's only good for acrobatics. Am I right? Yeah. Now this one actually took me a lot of terrain. I had to adjust the terrain quite a bit, which costs a lot of moolah, and it's pretty apparent that, yeah. As you can see right here, although I did clear the objective, I had to borrow a lot of money from the bank, which kind of reduced my company rating, whatever that means. So I didn't get a high score this time, but that's okay. We beat the objective. That's all that matters. And I was just about finished with that wooden coaster. Yep, there it is. Here's another tip I should tell you when you build your own rides. There's some kind of let me see. There's some breakdowns that can happen, especially with coasters. That's called basically called a station brakes failure. What that means is that the brakes in the stations where the cars go to, like, you know, for guests to get on and such. Yeah, I'm off script at this point. Sometimes that failure will cause the brakes in the at the station to just not work. And if you're not careful with how you design your coaster, that can generally lead to a crash. And if that happens, you will lose guests, and any other guests will no longer want to go on those rides. You could just close it. You could just like force close it and reopen it again after your mechanic has fixed it. But it'll take a long time before your guests want to go on that ride again because other guests will deem it too dangerous. And that's not what you want to happen. Nope, no way, Jose. Now over there I put down that tip. What I like to do is that when it comes to those coasters that have like one long continuous circuit, like the wooden coaster for example, I like to start them off like in the middle of the air or whatever. Then when we get to the end of it, have it so the pole chain that pulls the coaster up the hill, that'll help slow it down. Now I bet you're thinking, hey, wait a minute, there are brakes in this game, why don't you use those? Well, that's the thing. If there's going to be a station brakes failure, yeah, those brakes will malfunction too. Believe it or not. And I'm not just saying this to pull this fact out of my ass, I mean it. This actually happened to me a few times. I had brakes on my coaster, but when the station brakes failure came up, even those brakes failed, and I had a crash. Which, you know, is very bad. You don't want crashes. Crashes are bad, people. Over there I just built a quick little hedge maze, because, you know, hedge mazes are kind of nice. People like to get lost, you know, lost in space. Never seen that movie, by the way. And the park's looking pretty well. And as you can see, that wooden coaster, I changed the colors of the trains there, and named it Mania. You can probably guess why I called it that. And yes, that observation tower, it's just something so guests can see the park a little easier. Now at this point I was running out of ideas on exactly what to do. What else to build. The park was looking pretty full at this point. I really couldn't think of anything else like I just said, so at this point the park's pretty much finished. Just doing some last minute decorations, just making the park look nice, and at this point the only thing I can really do now is just, like I said, just keep decorating, and eventually the park would be pretty much complete for the most part. Yeah, over there on the steel coaster, I had it be like around a little lake or whatever. Had a bunch of bushes to look like a fence to kind of jack up its excitement rating a little bit, you know, so I can adjust the price. And for the most part, this park is actually pretty much done, and here's the final result. All in all, it was all right for having not played this game for a long time, and yeah, I think this turned out pretty well. So, with that in mind, I hope you all enjoyed this, and well, here's a question I'm going to ask every episode. Out of all the rides you've seen in this park, which one would you want to ride on the most? Be sure to shoot me what you want in the comments below, or what you would say, or which one you'd ride. You know what I mean, right? Alrighty. So in that case, next time on RollerCoaster Tycoon, we will go to the second park and see if we can get things heated up there. And I'm not saying that just because it's going to be in a desert. Alright. So until next time, everybody, I only have one last thing to say. Hey yo people, WhiteBladeZero here. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and comment, and maybe even consider subscribing to me. If you're already subscribed, then be sure to click that little bell icon so you won't be left out when I upload a new video. So until the next time, everybody, I'm gone.